Yo, what's good? This is Queen Delilah with Hip Hop and Politics on Hip Hop and Politics with Queen Delilah at Clayton State Internet Radio at CSU. We got the wonderful KingDame Da Weirdo with me.
Yo, what's happening, man? Follow me at KingDame Version on Instagram, SoundCloud, Facebook, all that, man. Insane the mixtape.
Dang, Ghana, you promo like DJ Khaled, brother. I swear to God, bro. Yo, this KingDame attached with it. Yo, but please make sure you follow because that Insane mixtape is on the bio and it's on SoundCloud. I got explicit. I got the explicit CD. I got the exclusive CD. I got the mixtape. I am the Lizzie. That means that I got tracks that nobody else has.
Yeah, you do. You got a track that technically nobody else has because the EP or mixtape, it was uploaded on SoundCloud. Mm-hmm. One of the songs was taken down because of a sample that I used from Ditto. Well, thank you. So they took that down, so it's actually not up on my SoundCloud.
True to word, like that song can't be released, and I got that song.
Yeah.
So you can only hear that on Hip Hop and Politics with Queen Delilah. You can only hear that here with me. Yeah. Okay, just say, listen. I get stuff all the time. Matter of fact, if you're tuning in right now, you still have an option to get the tickets that I'm giving away. If you can answer 2 questions, I'll give you, matter of fact, if you can answer 1 question for me about KingDame, you got a ticket to go see the Scandalous Hair Tour with Miguel Nunez on May 28, 2018. I'm sorry, 2017, not next year, this year, brother. 2017 at 8 p.m. You could get you some tickets, okay?
Yeah, go listen to my music.
Yes.
So you can get tickets.
Yes, go listen to the music and tell me what is the track's name that got erased. That means that you must have been listening to KingDame already on SoundCloud to know which track got erased. And if you tell me you got a date, I'll give you 2 tickets. But you got to tell your date to call me too, to confirm that that's your date. Because y'all be playing me. Y'all ain't going to play these queens out here, okay? You ain't going to get 2 tickets from me when you can accompany my fine self to the show and I'm giving you my ticket and it ain't happening. So make sure you answer. I love my live audience members. Make sure you can answer this question. What? And he just gave you some hints. He just told you it was. It was the track that got taken off of Beep, that had the sampler Beep, and only I have that exclusive track. And if you can answer the question, just call me anytime. We're taking a phone call, 678-466-5483. Or you can just email me at hiphopandpolitics with an S, CSU@gmail.com. Spell that all out. Please don't be ignorant. Make sure you could call. You still can call me 678-466-5483. And we're gonna jump into some politics with KingDame. So right now, pause before we even get into politics, y'all. I just want to let y'all. This is the disclaimer. Trump is president. That's all, okay? So you know the news is going to be a little bizarre. That's all I got to say. Trump is president, all right? Now, according to CNN, thousands of people, this is from CNN now, so I don't know, whatever your opinion about CNN is kind of like Fox. Thousands of people who support action on climate change are expected to brave the sweltering heat Saturday and march through the nation's capital as part of the People's Climate March, all right? We resist, we build, we rise. A slogan for the event reads, with the temperatures expected to hit about 90, the march has begun at 12:30. I don't know. They articles real funny put, but I'm gonna just tell you what's going on here. All right, the protest is coinciding with President Donald Trump's 100th day in office and take on his environmental policies. If you're not caught up on the environmental policies, he's changing them. He actually took money away from them to give money to the war and to get in preparations for the war.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and if you don't know, King, we hit in World War III, bro.
The
inevitable, right? Yeah. Once we start messing with Japan, Japan is good. Japan is good. We okay with Japan. Okay, we're not. North Korea, but we're somewhat okay with Japan. We are. We're okay with Japan. We're okay with China. But listen, China kind of playing it, though. Let me say how they doing. They're like, yeah, Trump, we good with you. Yeah, we gonna talk to North Korea. We gonna see what's popping. Japan don't want no drama. Japan's like, listen, y'all cause drama. We ain't got no choice. You know what I'm saying? But they okay, but China ain't really moving in. China they putting sanctions on them, and I learned that in political science class that sanctions is when you begin to restrict a certain state. We're not talking about countries, because certain things, certain speculation and conditions make a state a country. But any country or any line of territory is called a state. Right. So when you begin to restrict them, and things like that, for certain things like coal. The Chinese has denied North Korea from bringing in coal to them, and that's that is a lot of their profit too, is coal. But the Koreans, let me tell you something about the Koreans. They turn into the Cubans. Right. They conserve so dang on well. Don't play them, because when Fidel Castro had a whole bunch of sanctions back in the 80s and 90s from the U.S., I don't know if it's 80s, 90s, I want to say 70s, but once we sanctioned Cuba, when I say those people conserved, Fidel Castro had no problem with letting his people know, listen, you ain't got that soap bar on Wednesday. You better say that. You better take you half a shower on Monday and Tuesday so you can get that soap on Wednesday. And Cuban people, that's their pride. It's conservation. Like, look, papi, let me show you the leg I got for 10 years, okay? This is my papi. They love conservation. Right. You know what I'm saying? I see you want to chime in. Look, I know you're a senior. I know you got your knowledge on point. Look, you chiming in. Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, see, I was just going to say that, I just feel like, honestly, when you're in a situation where you feel like you're the focal point of the universe, then you kind of tend to create problems. And I think that's what really happens with the U.S., honestly, because most of the time when I look at these articles talking about when we've gotten involved in wars and things like that, is usually things that we didn't have anything to do with at first.
Very true. And you're on point. You're on point. Thank you, King. Thank you for letting me. Thank you. I like that. You're leading me in there. You're like, listen, I'm gonna go. Let me tell you something. U.S. has been a superpower for the longest. We took it from the Europeans, particularly England and Britain, because when we established our independence about 1776, on point, brother. We look, he on point. He like, yeah, I'm coming on hip hop politics. when we got our independence from the English, high five, brother, yeah. Because I always tell my artists, yo, this is gonna be the show. Be a little prepared with the most recent current, and I'll take over everything else because they get nervous. I'm like, yo, no, just talk. Just get your most current events and I'll run with it. When we established independence, okay, we actually took that superpower from the English. When we did that, matter of fact, it wasn't even that, because we were still secondary power. When we began the Industrial Revolution, when we helped the English, when we helped the French get out of those wars with the Nazis, that's when we established the superpower. And being the fact that the UN was made from us, of course, from our states, we've always maintained power. How we've maintained power recently, I could say, through this decade, has been through nuclear war, industrialization, globalization. Son, I think it's going downhill. I'm gonna be real. I don't think we'll stop being a superpower anytime soon, but I do think that with Trump being president, without the knowledge, and you see how brother coming on like with his chest out, beating his chest like, ready to, yo, real talk. Let's, for instance, Russia, North Korea, Syria. There's about 2 other places. Iraq do not have centralized banks. They don't have centralized banks. They do not globalize. They do not believe in globalization. They believe that the westernized ways of how we live, the westernized hemisphere, is what is messing up the world. And if they give in, then, you know what I'm saying?
That makes sense, because when I took Global Context a couple of semesters ago, they was talking about how the world was moving out of the west to the east.
Yes.
That everything is moving.
Yes, it is moving. Yes, it's moving back to the east, that we're losing power.
Western
ideologies.
And that's like, like we even talked about globalization and things like that.
Oh, break that down to me.
Globalization is basically when a global company makes itself seem local and depending on certain parts of the region it's in. Like, you might be able to go to certain malls and buy like marijuana type of clothing that might be like Adidas or something like that, when they originally started off as just sports brands and things like that. Or like Toyota and all of these car companies that market themselves over here, and they might make it seem like they're built American,
but they're built American. Over here.
They were built over there, and the companies are owned over there. They're just making it seem like they're American, so that we'll be like, oh, this is what Americans drive. We drive Toyotas and Hondas and all of that stuff.
Very true.
Not like that at all. Just like you would think that Nike would get paid the most off of probably shoes, basketball, football, or something like that. The most money that Nike makes is off of cricket.
What?
Out of the entire earth.
Hold on, wait, out of the entire earth. Out of earth and space and all. Cricket. You talking about cricket like the phone line, like a cheap little phone line, like the food stamp phone, like I got me about 4 cricket phones.
The sport cricket.
Oh.
The sport cricket.
Well, where do they play? What is this? What do they play? What arena do they play in? Like,
and mostly in Asian countries, mainly in India. India is like, and I hope I'm not messing up by saying it's an Asian country, but India is where it's all goes down at, because there's like, if I could show you the map, there is one portion of the earth that you probably done seen before where it says there are more people in this circle than outside of it. And within that circle is India. And a couple of, the other countries
I didn't know.
there.
I knew that India was very, very important to us as far as gold and black gold oil. But never cricket. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm gonna be ignorant for half a second and tell you this stereotypical idea that I had was Bangladesh, and it's like the poorest, most impoverished, prostitution, all that good stuff was Bangladesh. So I never would have thought in a million years that Nike is making most of its profit from cricket, which is based in India. But India has that caste system, bro, ugly caste system, caste caste system, where the caste system is where your birth is your position. So if you're born into, it's like a hierarchy system by birth. So you don't have the chance to become better.
If you're born in a family of doctors, you got to be a
doctor. You have to be a doctor or a professional. If you're born in a family, and this is what really hurts, is that there's particular positions you're born to clean up manure. Yes. Okay. And that's what you do, because there's no irrigation system in India. So how those things are funneled and whatever are by people, legit people. So when these people, number one, their skin has problems because they're cleaning this by hand, no sanitary, no type of protection. Their children, so they think that their children are born certain ways, that these people hold certain diseases because they hold a certain smell, because they have to live in a certain part of town where no one else wants to be, because they smell a certain way. So when you begin to think about that, like, they're not allowed. Number one, they're not allowed to get an education at all. So it's the lowest position in the caste system, and the highest being, the professionals and things like that of that nature, and they get to, move how they want. But the lowest position would be like, those people that clean the irrigation systems, and they literally have to like stay out in the fields, eat rats and stuff. They're treated the worst, and they're in these positions by birth. So there's no way to get out of them. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? It's the caste system. So they're trying to break that down out in India, and that's what I would think. And you know what I'm saying? What's going on? Like, but there's wealth all around. And it's very well hidden. Like you said, we are moving away from the West, and we're coming into the East. I love that you said that, because I truly have not seen why or where or way how we're moving into the East. Like, in what ways are we moving into the East? Like, in what belief system? Because I could see the Muslims. I could see the religion of Islam beginning to, that faith beginning to kind of, be it's not dominant yet, because, Christianity is still dominant, but it's beginning to take over a little bit. You got the English. They say in Britain, there's so many Muslims that people have begun to move out of communities, just to leave the communities for the Muslims. Right. So in what ways do you see that we're going closer to the East, superpower going closer to the East?
Well, it might not be more so superpower. The way that it was broken down to me was mainly in terms of technology. There are still third world countries out there who don't have anything technological wise. Like, there are some countries who just got mobile phones within the last decade or so, or the last 2 decades. Well, not the last 2 decades, but like the last decade or so. Like countries, like whole countries. And just on the technological basis, we definitely get a lot of things from China. How many things you see is made in Japan? Yeah,
but do you think that we get all these things? I'm sorry to interrupt you, because you're making great points. But do you think that some of these things that we get from like China, some of those things that we get from China, like made from China, is because we're in debt with them? Do you think that? Because I mean, if you owe me some money, I'm not you. You ain't never owe me no money. But I'm just saying, if somebody owes me some money, I'm be like, listen,